Hi, and welcome to the Pink Zebra New Consultant Training videos. I want to personally congratulate you on your decision to join Pink Zebra. My name is Julianne Jones, and I specialize in helping direct sellers learn the tools for success in their businesses. You're fortunate to have partnered with a company that's invested in making sure that you start your business off the right way from the very beginning. I've partnered with Pink Zebra to make sure that that happens. And I'm looking forward to working with you through the course of these next 4 new consultant training videos, as well as over the coming weeks, to get you all the information you need to succeed. There are many resources available to you as a Pink Zebra consultant, and I want to go over a few of those with you right now. First of all, make sure that you've taken the time to read your New Consultant Getting Started guide. There are lots of resources in that guide and all kinds of information to make sure that your first 3 months in the business are successful and that you're earning the quick start bonuses that are available to you as a new consultant. Secondly, if you haven't visited the ZebraNet website yet, make sure that you do that and that you get yourself set up there. This website is updated frequently, and so every time you go back, you're probably going to find something new. So it's important that you make it a part of your plan to visit at least once a day. And finally, make sure you're connecting on a very regular basis with the person who brought you into this business, your sponsor. They're a great resource and they're there to support you, so make sure that you're connecting with them too. As you begin your new business venture, you're going to want to make sure that you have some tools under your belt so that you know exactly what you're doing before you step in front of your first group of guests at your first party, and so that you can set up your business so that it runs smoothly from the very beginning. Over the course of the next 4 videos, I'm going to be working with you to make sure that you have those tools in place. My recommendation is that you watch each video all the way through at least once, and then take the time to implement the action steps at the end of each video before you move on to the next. Those homework assignments are designed to make sure that you take the learning from each video and implement it, do the work so that you're ready to move on with the next phase of training. It's our goal that you complete all 4 of these new consultant training videos within about the first week that you join your business. We want to make sure that you've not only watched them, but also implemented all of the homework and action steps at the end of each video, and that those are complete before you step in front of your first group of people at your launch party or the parties that you're doing during your 2-week launch. So please plan your time in the next week or so accordingly. So let's get started. First things first, I want to encourage you to create a business calendar. And you can incorporate that into your existing calendar if you have one. If you don't have one, you're going to want to set that up right away. And this can be done using a paper calendar or an electronic calendar like Outlook or Google Calendar. The first thing you're going to want to put on this calendar is the date of your launch party. And I'm going to be talking about more specifics of how you do this party later on in this video. Next, I'd like to invite you to choose a 2-week launch period. During this 2 weeks, you're going to literally be launching your business. And I'm going to teach you how to get 4 to 6 bookings during that 2 weeks so that you start off your business with a very strong launch. Let me explain to you how this 2-week launch works and why it is so vital to the success of your Pink Zebra business. So the idea behind the 2-week launch is that you will walk out of this with bookings on your calendar and real income in your bank account. And you'll also be earning 3 different levels of bonuses that could add up to $575 worth of free products. And you'll be doing that while learning how to successfully do your party presentation, how to book more parties, and how to share your opportunity. So let's look at why this 2-week launch is so important. If you have a successful 2-week launch, you're going to easily qualify for the level 1 bonuses by selling at least $500 in personal sales. That's pretty much a no-brainer. But here's the thing that I love. You'll also be setting yourself up to earn the level 2 and the level 3 bonuses because you'll be booking parties from those parties during your 2-week launch that will lead to the next 90 days within your business. And at the end of that time, you'll end up with $350 in free product. Plus, as you share your opportunity during your initial parties and you begin to sponsor, you're also easily going to earn the sponsoring bonuses and another $225 in free product. If you spread your first 4 to 6 parties out over several weeks, these results are going to be much harder for you to come by, and it's also going to make it a lot more difficult to actually learn your presentation. See, the closer together your first parties are, the sooner you're going to feel comfortable with what you're doing and what you're saying and how to actually do your presentation. I just want to say one last thing about the 2-week launch. I realize that 4 to 6 parties within a 2-week period of time is a big commitment on your part, and it might even require you to make some sacrifices, like arranging for a babysitter or rearranging some pre-existing evening commitments that you already have. I want you to think about this. It's only for 2 weeks, and it's necessary in order for you to do your presentation several times in a short period of time and get comfortable with it. Consider this your orientation training. And just like with any job, you have to learn how to do it, and this is the very best way to do that. Once the 2-week launch is over, you get to decide how often you want to work, how many parties you want to do each week, and that's going to be based on how much income you want to be consistently earning and how quickly you want to grow your business. So now that you've got your 2-week launch scheduled, you've chosen the 4 to 6 evenings that you'll be working during those 2 weeks, and you're ready to go, let's talk about how you have a successful launch party. Ideally, the person who sponsored you into this business will be doing your launch party for you. That evening, she'll be acting as the consultant, and you'll actually be the host. And you'll get all the bookings that she gets that evening for you to help you launch your business. At the end of the evening, your sponsor will sit down with you and help you place your host order so that you're adding items to your kit that will support you as you step into becoming a consultant. You'll want to pay close attention to what your sponsor does before, during, and after the party. This is on-the-job training for you. Pay special attention to how she gets bookings during your launch party, because you're going to want to duplicate this so that you're getting bookings from the parties that you're doing during your 2-week launch. If it's not possible for your sponsor to do your launch party for you, you'll be hosting that yourself, and you'll also be conducting the party. So I want to spend the rest of this video talking to you about how to throw yourself a successful launch party. Your business begins with this launch party. You're literally kicking off your business by throwing a huge celebration party for all of your friends and family. Now, your goal during this party, while you do want to be selling products and sharing your opportunity, is to get as many bookings as possible so that you fill up that 2-week launch with all of those bookings. You'll also be receiving the host credit because you'll be hosting the party, and you can add those items to your kit. So what I want to do now is go over the logistics of how to have a successful launch party. So to begin with, you're going to want to make sure that you're choosing a fun theme for your party, because that's going to dramatically increase your results. Think about it for a second. Themes get people's attention. So creating a Mexican fiesta or a Chocoholic extravaganza theme is going to increase attendance because people are going to be excited about attending because of that theme. So make sure that you're referencing the theme on your invitations. You can actually even create a fun invitation that just has some simple clip art that references your theme, and then print that out on 8.5 by 11 color paper and send that as your invitation. Next, you're going to want to create your list of 50. And this is basically a guest list of at least 50 people. And do make sure that you're referencing the sections in your Getting Started guide entitled Your Circle of Influence and Booking Your First Parties, because these 2 sections have some really great resources for creating this list and making sure that you're filling it up with at least 50 people that you might not have thought about on your own. So make sure that you go back to that Getting Started guide to help you with this. As you fill out that guest list, start thinking about a friend on that list with whom you would love to build your business. So imagine how much fun it would be to learn and really become successful right alongside someone else, especially someone who's a friend. This is really a great place to start your sponsoring journey, and your own sponsor can actually train you and your brand new team member at the same time. So it makes it a lot more fun to learn. Next, you want to make sure that you're planning on calling all of your guests 2 days prior to the party. Now remember, even though this party is a huge priority for you, it probably isn't number 1 on the list of everyone you've invited, and it's easy for them to forget. So you have to make sure that you take the bull by the horns and you take responsibility for making a reminder call 2 days to 1 day before that party to just remind them. And even if they haven't RSVP'd, because in this day and age a lot of people don't, call them, let them know how excited you are that you're going to get a chance to see them and how much you're looking forward to that party. There are a couple things that I want to share with you about these follow-up phone calls. You want to make sure that you remember a few things. First of all, promote that theme, and you can do that through your language. Hey Sue, I'm so excited that you're going to be here night after tomorrow because we're doing this Mexican fiesta party. It's going to be a blast. I'm making my famous taco salad, and we're going to fire up the blender and make some margaritas, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you. And plus, we get to celebrate because I'm launching my business, and it's going to be a blast. So promote the theme as well as talking about anything else that, that you're calling to visit with her about. Be prepared for the answer that you get when you make that call. So if the person says yes, ask the question, who's a fun friend who who you'd love to bring along with you? And invite them to come. The more the merrier. I'd love to have you bring a friend with you. And the good thing about that is not only does it increase the attendance at your party, but it opens up your circle of influence to people that you might not know yet. And that really is the key to success in your business. If they say no, ask the question, can we get together because I'd love to share a catalog with you? Okay, so if a guest can't attend, you want to offer to meet with them in person. And what I'd recommend is that you bring some products, and at the very least a catalog, but some sample products as well, so that you can show them what you're doing and why you're so excited about that. It's really an important piece, I think, for them to be able to see it. And if you get together with them one-on-one, chances are good they'll at least buy some product, if not possibly book a party with you. Now, at the party itself, you want to make sure that you're connecting with your guests as they arrive, okay? You want to make it about them as you're doing this connecting, not about your product, okay? And this is very important. Ask them about something other than, have you ever heard of these products before? Are you interested in, learning more about this? Because that's really about you and your agenda. What you want to do instead is ask them about their lives, their children, their job, what's going on with them. In essence, this is really about asking them questions about something that's important to them and then listening when they answer. My favorite question for this part of the party is, how do you know the host? No matter what her answer is, we work together, our kids go to school together, you're able to then ask a follow-up question. Really, what do you do for a living? How many kids do you have? And it makes that conversation feel more natural, and it makes her feel like she's important to you, because hopefully she is, and you're listening to her. Okay, so make sure that connection is there, and it's really an important piece. At the end of the party, you want to sit down with your new host and get them set up for their parties. And I'm going to cover this in detail in a future video, but just make sure that you know that this is a part of what happens during that launch party. Because before those new hosts that you've booked walk out the door, you want to make sure that you're getting them set up. So your goal by the end of your launch party is to have 4 to 6 hosts who've committed to a party with you and who are going to be getting you back their guest list and postage, and with whom you've set up a time to meet. We're going to talk more about how you actually work with those hosts that night at the party in an upcoming video. But just know for now, this is the goal, and hopefully you'll be walking out of that experience with your calendar full during your 2-week launch. So that's all the information that I wanted to give you during video number 1. I want to take some time now to make sure that you know the action steps that you need to take before you move on to the next video. So before I give you your action steps for video number 1, I just want to remind you that there's a lot of information that we covered on this video. And I recommend that you watch it at least one more time before you actually host your launch party. So here's your homework for video number 1. First of all, you want to set up your calendar. Make sure that you have this system in place as soon as possible so that you can begin adding the dates that you're going to be setting up for your business to your existing calendar. Next, you want to go ahead and book your launch party, that celebration party that you're going to throw to launch your business, where you'll invite all of your friends and family and that list of 50 that you'll be creating to join you. And remember, if your sponsor is hosting this party for you or doing this party for you, make sure that you get with her so that that date works for her as well. Third, you want to choose your 2-week launch period and create some party date cards for each of those dates. You'll find the template for these cards on the ZebraNet site. And these cards are important because they give your guests the opportunity to see when you're available to do parties, and they are a really intentional way for you to decide when you'll be doing parties as well. So choose those 2 weeks, write them in your calendar, and then set about booking those 4 to 6 parties during that 2-week launch period. And then finally, begin to work on your list of 50 and get your invitations sent. You want to get that list filled out, and if you can come up with more than 50, that's terrific. But with at least 50 names and addresses, and get invitations in the mail for that launch party to the people on that list. On the next video, we're going to be talking about the party itself and how you get booking, sales, and sponsoring results from that party experience. Remember, make sure you complete the homework from this video before you move on to video number 2. And I'll look forward to seeing you then.